Hey guys, welcome back. I have 8 products in front of me from The Ordinary that I'm going to talk about with you guys today. I wanted to try it out for my over 40 combination oily skin and see if anything would be effective or maybe give me another alternative that's less expensive than something I'm using now. I just recently did a video on Skin Medica products, which is on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of price from The Ordinary. And you know, I don't use everything high-end for my skincare currently, but I am always looking for less expensive things that are really effective, and that is what The Ordinary is all about. So if you are interested in seeing my thoughts on the products that I've been trying out, just keep watching. So I'm first going to give the disclaimer that if I say something negative, please don't take that personally if you love the product. And if I say something positive about something that just did not work for you, again, don't take that personally. These are things that I have experienced over the past few months of trying these products out. Everyone is completely different with the ingredients in skincare and makeup and everything like that. So, you know, just because something didn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you, and vice versa. The first product I'm going to talk about is the 10% azelaic acid suspension. And azelaic acid is produced by a yeast that lives on normal skin. I have been using Finacea for several years, which is another azelaic acid, to help keep my rosacea under control. Now, what The Ordinary says about this particular azelaic acid suspension is that it brightens the skin tone while visibly improving the unevenness of skin texture and reducing the look of blemishes. It's a multifunctional support ingredient for all skin types and also acts as an effective antioxidant. And it has a very high 10% concentration of high purity azelaic acid in a lightweight cream gel system. The reason why I wanted to try the azelaic acid suspension in the first place is to see if it would be a more economical substitute for my prescription Finacea cream. It is, I think, a 15% azelaic acid, and it's more of a lotion consistency. I'm out of it right now, so I wanted to see if I could get this and use this as a substitute. When you squeeze it out, you'll see it's really thick. And instead of being more of a lotion, it's more of a cream paste consistency. You'll notice my nails are naked, which they never are. I am taking a break from gel polish. It does rub in easily, and it disappears into kind of a lotion texture. It's kind of shiny, not too shiny, and then it will eventually get completely matte on the skin. Really, the texture is the first thing that I noticed that was completely different than my Finacea. You have to blend it into the skin really quickly because it goes to that matte texture fairly quickly. And because it dries down to a matte texture, if you layer on top of it too quickly, it has a tendency to ball up if other products are layered on top of it. So that's something to be careful of with this particular product. So what I found with this is that if I layered anything over it, I did need to wait several minutes, which sometimes in my reality is just not feasible. So that was just an annoyance with it. However, it really did work well at keeping my redness and my rosacea little breakouts that I would get sometimes in the past away. So it is a good substitute in terms of efficacy, but I just found that balling up issue to be kind of an annoyance sometimes if I didn't wait long enough. So that's just something to note, but I did really like it in terms of actually working, which is what it's supposed to do. The next product in my lineup is the Natural Moisturizing Factors plus Hyaluronic Acid. And I got this because I just always like anything that is going to be a nice lightweight moisturizer. When you apply it to the skin, it's pretty darn thick. You can see how slowly that's coming out. It is a little bit thicker than toothpaste, but it does sink into the skin rather nicely, even though it's pretty thick. That's on the side of my finger. But yeah, it gets pretty fluid and lotiony once you start blending it into the skin. This does not go into a completely matte texture, but it stays really nice and light and feels really good on the skin. It almost feels cooling when you put it on the skin. So what The Ordinary claims about this product is that natural moisturizing factors are elements that keep the outer layer of the skin protected and well hydrated. They're made up of multiple amino acids, fatty acids, triglycerides, urea, ceramides, phospholipids, glycerin, saccharides, sodium PCA, hyaluronic acid, and many other compounds that are naturally present in the skin, and that it offers a non-greasy hydration that acts as a direct topical supplement of impaired natural moisturizing factor components. It offers immediate hydration and lasting results with continued use. So I really like this moisturizer. I feel like it's nice and light. It sinks in. It does keep my face moisturized during the day. It doesn't make me greasy. I'll either mix my facial oil in with it at night or put it on top after. I've worn it during the day, I've worn it at night, and it works beautifully both ways. So this is a really nice light moisturizer. I would say if you have combination oily skin, this is going to be plenty for you. If you have dry skin, you may need a little bit more moisture than this, but I find it to be a really nice light moisturizer. The next product that I'm going to talk about is the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid. And I tried this because I have some sunspots on my nose and a couple down here that I just want to lighten, and that's what this is supposed to do. So this is supposed to reduce the look of spots and hyperpigmentation. It's used at a 2% concentration versus a standard 1% and supported with a next generation form of hyaluronic acid for enhanced delivery. They also say that the pH of this formula is approximately 4.9, which is shown to be the most suitable pH to minimize degradation of alpha arbutin. I have a hard time saying arbutin. I don't know why. The consistency of this is kind of gel-like. It's rather thick. As it drops down, you can see. So I really just spot treat with this on my nose and on my face. It's a bit too early, to be honest, for me to see results with this. I am going to keep using this to let you know how I progress with this over time. But I do find that it layers well with other products, but it's a little bit too early for me to tell if I'm seeing any results from this. I've heard a mixed bag on this one. The Buffet is a multi-technology peptide serum, and it is supposed to contain a comprehensive array of studied technologies that targets multiple signs of aging all at once. So basically, it's just supposed to do a whole lot of stuff in one, which is why they named it the Buffet, because it offers all kinds of anti-aging benefits in one cocktail serum, if you will. And you apply this to the face morning and evening after you cleanse your face. The texture of this is kind of like the Alpha Arbutin. It's more of a thicker gel-like consistency. Normally I use SkinMedica TNS Essential Serum. I love that serum. I have seen tremendous benefits from it. What I will say is that I have used this for a little bit now, and I don't personally see a huge benefit from it, probably because I have been on a good skincare system already. I have noticed that I've gotten tiny little bumps, just one here and there, every time I've used it. So for that reason, I feel like I'm reacting to something in it. I don't know what it is. I think I'm in the minority on that. If you're not currently on a skincare routine that you feel like you have seen visible results from already, you really may see good results from the Buffet. I just feel like, you know, if you're on something already that you are tremendously happy with and you feel like your skin is in a good place, you just may not see a lot of results from the Buffet like you would if you were starting from scratch with anti-aging. That's just my result with it. I just did get a few bumps here and there, so that's just me. I am a huge fan of Sunday Riley Good Genes. I do have sensitive skin, but for some reason my skin responds so well to Good Genes. I can tell that it is doing what it's supposed to do, and it gives my skin a glow. So I wanted to try one of the Ordinary's lactic acids. I chose the 5% plus hyaluronic acid, and the reason why I chose that one instead of the 10% is because it had the lower concentration, and I do have sensitive skin. So I went with the lower concentration, which again is the 5% with the hyaluronic acid. So this is, of course, lactic acid that helps exfoliate the skin, keep it healthy looking. The 5% offers very mild exfoliation and is supported with a purified Tasmanian pepperberry known to reduce signs of inflammation and sensitivity that are often associated with exfoliation. They also say that the pH of this formulation is 3.8, which is an ideal balance between salt and acidity, which maximizes the effectiveness of the acid and reduces irritation. This actually broke me out deeply, big, deep, cystic zits, and it compromised my moisture barrier. I had major problems with this, and I have seen other people that have experienced the same. I thought that since my skin was used to Sunday Riley Good Genes and also Pixie Glow Tonic, which is a glycolic acid, nonetheless, it's still an exfoliating treatment, that I could handle this. And I wasn't using this every night. I was using this maybe 2 to 3 times a week. In my Tarte foundation stick video, you can see a couple of those spots that cropped up on me. And those were just the ones that you guys saw. If you follow me on social media, I did talk about it as well. I thought it was the buffet. It was not the buffet. It was this guy right here. And it did compromise my moisture barrier so badly that in several videos that I've had previous to this one, I was talking about dry patches, dry patches, dry patches. In 2 years, almost 2 years since I've been on a really good skincare routine, I haven't had any issues with dry patches. And I was realizing what was going on slowly. I was like, it's this. This is what's doing it. It was just stripping my skin and compromising everything. And so as soon as I realized what was happening, I took this out of my skincare routine and had to pretty much take out every treatment product that I was using and my vitamin C in the morning, and only use things that would help build my moisture barrier back up. One of those things was actually the Ordinary's 100% plant-derived squalane. This product is one that I really wasn't using often enough to notice anything at all. I use this right after I put on my hyaluronic acid. I'll go ahead and just pat 2 to 3 drops of this onto my skin. I put it under my eyes. I let it sink in. Squalane is supposed to be as close to your skin's natural moisture as anything that you can get. And so I thought, okay, that's gonna help a little bit. I don't even use it as my total facial oil at night. I use the facial oil too. And it worked wonders. Within like 2 nights, it totally remedied my moisture barrier. I couldn't believe how well it worked at just making my skin feel baby soft and getting rid of all of those dry patches. I have been completely amazed by this product. And I know some people are kind of weird about putting an oil underneath their moisturizer, but this is known to be the oilless oil. It doesn't even really say oil on here. So I do put this on underneath my moisturizer, and I find that it just really does help my skin stay hydrated. And I didn't even read you guys what The Ordinary claims about the squalane. It says it's a lightweight plant-derived solution to support healthy hydration. It's saturated and stable hydrocarbon that's found naturally in the skin. It has very high emollients, is an exceptional hydrator that can prevent ongoing loss of hydration that impairs dermal suppleness. It's non-comedogenic and is suitable for use on all skin types. It can also be applied to hair to increase heat protection, add shine, and reduce breakage potential. And I plan to keep this in my skincare arsenal in some way, and I've been shocked that I've actually been using this in the morning and my face has been staying nice and balanced. I was previously only using facial oil at night because I just felt like that was keeping my skin balanced, but I really have not been having to touch up my oil in my T-zone nearly as much as I used to, and I swear it's because I added this into my routine. The next product is the 10% Argireline, I don't know if I'm saying that right, solution. It is a solution that is supposed to improve the appearance of facial areas that are prone to developing dynamic folds, including around the eyes and on the forehead. I have heard that this is supposed to be called the topical Botox, the liquid Botox. Again, this is another one, just like the Alpha Arbutin, that I'm going to need to spend a little bit more time with this to see if this actually works. The texture is kind of liquidy, cloudy liquid. And I have been applying it just under my eyes at night, underneath my eye cream or my Squalane, and then eye cream, and then right along these creases I get on my forehead where my expression lines are. So I'm gonna need a few more months with this, so I'll update you on that, but I like the texture. It doesn't break me out at all. It's nice and light. I've been using SkinMedica's HA5, which is their hyaluronic acid, for some time. Hyaluronic, can't say that today. Hyaluronic acid for some time. So I wanted to try the Ordinary's hyaluronic acid with vitamin B5. You can see my SkinMedica review for the texture of that hyaluronic acid. It's like a lotion that dries to a matte finish, and this is more like a gel. It doesn't quite dry to as matte of a finish as my SkinMedica does. It is a little more sticky once it dries. So I did find that to be a big difference. I've actually done experiments where I've put this on one half of my face and the SkinMedica on the other, and the SkinMedica just dries to a completely smooth, matte but not dull finish, and I feel like my skin looks immediately kind of plumped and hydrated and healthy, and this just dries to kind of a sticky, not quite matte finish, but not shiny either. Now, once you start putting other things on top of it, like moisturizer and whatnot, it does take away that stickiness, but it is sticky right after you put it on. So if this is the only hydration that you're gonna put on, which I don't recommend because you do need to apply hyaluronic acid either on top of a moist face or with moist fingers, because it is going to get moisture from somewhere. It draws moisture out of your skin or from your moisturizer that you put on top. So what the Ordinary says is that hyaluronic acid in general can attract up to 1,000 times its weight in water. The molecular size of hyaluronic acid determines its depth of delivery in the skin. This formulation combines low, medium, and high molecular weight, as well as a next generation hyaluronic acid cross polymer at a combined concentration of 2% for multi-depth hydration. This system is supported with the addition of vitamin B5, which also enhances surface hydration. So I found that it just didn't give my skin that immediate plumpness and kind of glowiness that I get from the SkinMedica, but there's a huge price difference there. So if you don't want to spend that much, this is a good option for a hyaluronic acid to add into your skin routine, or to at least try. I think the Niod one is around $20 if you want something in between, and I've heard that that texture is a little less tacky and that it layers a little better. I found that it could ball up if I didn't wait quite a bit of time before I put a moisturizer on top of it, and sometimes I just don't have that kind of time. So this is just not one that I really prefer to use that often because of the texture. And I know some of you are probably gonna ask why I didn't try their niacinamide, because I love the Paula's Choice niacinamide. I have seen huge changes in my pores and just the clarity and texture of my skin since I started using it. And a few of you have said, you know, the Ordinary makes one, you should try it. But I've seen several videos that talk about the texture difference, and I know that the Ordinary's is a little more serum-y and sticky, and the Paula's Choice one is just the texture of water, and it is like putting water on my skin. You can't even feel it, and I love it for that reason. I don't have to worry about layering anything at all when I use the Paula's Choice product. So I'm not sure if I'm ever going to deviate from that product, to be honest with you. So in a nutshell, I am going to continue to use the Alpha Arbutin and the Argireline, however you say that, both of these, to see if they give me results or continued results the longer I try them, because I feel like just trying them for a couple of months isn't quite long enough. I am not going to be using the lactic acid and the buffet these did not do anything good for my skin. The buffet, I just don't think that I am going to get any more results from this than I get from my Skin Medica serum that I love and have seen such great results from. And it gives me a bump or two every time I use it, and that's not cool. And the lactic acid just tore up my skin. So yep, not gonna keep using that, not good. The hyaluronic acid, I just don't like the texture, and I love the HA5 from Skin Medica. I just feel like it, again, made my skin feel like a baby's butt, made it glow, made it a little more plump. There have been a few videos where you guys specifically called me out on how much better my skin had been looking lately, and that was right after I had started using either the Paula's Choice Niacinamide or the Skin Medica HA5. And I remember thinking, okay, both of those have done something for my skin, because I had done videos right after and you commented on how good my skin looked. So that says something right there. And I'm going to keep using the Azelaic Acid Suspension, the Natural Moisturizing Factors, and the Squalane. I think that these have been really good finds for me. What I think overall is that there's a lot of layering that goes on with the Ordinary, a lot. So much so that I really have to think through my skincare routine in the morning and at night. Wait, what am I going to use? Am I waiting long enough to put this on? So for some people, that's going to be okay. For others, it's not going to be okay. I kind of like multi-purpose products for that reason. So do I think it's worth the hype? I don't know. I think there's some good products in here, but I also think that there are some good drugstore products out there. I do think that if you find a great product from The Ordinary that works really well for your skin, it is a good thing, because their products are very simple and effective if they work for your skin. Just like with anything, not everything's going to work for everybody. Some people are going to have reactions to these products just like they would with any product. So your mileage may vary. You have to try it for yourself to see how it's going to work for you. But you know, I found some good products. I found some bad products for me. It doesn't mean they're not going to work for you. Those are my experiences with the 8 products that I have tried. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not following me on social media, I'll put that on the screen and down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.